from today's TMJ4.
This is breaking news now on your side.
And that breaking news, a twister that touched down in a suburb of Oklahoma City just hours ago and did so much damage there. 2 miles wide at one point, leveled to elementary schools, countless homes torn. Just, I imagine, the only thing left is the foundation. And this is video of what the twister looked like on the ground.
That tornado touched down just before 3 o'clock our time, was on the ground until about 3:30. Now we're getting reports from Oklahoma City that that same storm system is reforming, putting another tornado down now to the east of Oklahoma City. Meeker, Oklahoma, we are told, is now in the path, an eastern suburb, an exurb, I think you would call that, is pretty far east of Oklahoma City. So they are not out of the woods yet, and there are a number of other tornado warnings in Oklahoma and now working their way into Kansas.
Yeah, this live picture right now is on your left of Moore, Oklahoma. This, we are hearing, is a farm, actually, that was destroyed. A number of horses killed on this farm, and there's some eerie pictures of the horses just wandering around at this point. Now we're getting a wider view of just, you can see how devastating this tornado was, leveling everything in its path, which again we said at one point was 2 miles wide. And
in Moore, Oklahoma, among the places that were damaged or destroyed were 2 elementary schools, Briarwood Elementary and Plaza Towers Elementary Schools. It was hard to watch from our distance, the kids walking away from those schools. The helicopter reporter and pilot, Bob Moore, at one point choked up. It was so emotional watching those kids in their backpacks just stagger away from their demolished school.
Yeah, and KFOR also reporting that cell phones are not working. Parents are trying to figure out where their children are. There's a lot of confusion right now because communication lines are not open. First responders are trying to get to these locations where people need help. Really, things are just a mess right now. Let's bring in John Milan, who was on the ground in Moore, Oklahoma, a while ago in 1999 when they were hit with something just as severe.
Yeah, definitely just as severe. The devastation looks tremendous. Hard to believe this tornado that hit could beat the tornado of '99. It may have been more destructive. It may have had bigger wind speeds, but the wind speeds in that tornado was the greatest recorded on Earth, 318-mile-per-hour wind speeds in that 1999 tornado. But do you need 300-mile-per-hour wind speeds to have even more devastation? You do not. Anything over about 250 miles per hour is going to do tremendous damage to any kind of structure, just like what we had here in Oakfield in 1996 when we had wind speeds of 250 mile per hour with our F5 tornado in Oakfield in Fond du Lac County. And again, where it hits, you get total devastation right down to the ground, trees taken away or stripped of their bark, homes, roofs taken off, flattened to the ground, only slabs left. And you know, down in this part of the world, there are not a lot of basements down there, so you're talking about people who have very little area for shelter unless they have a storm shelter built into the ground near their home. And this is one of the biggest problems in Tornado Alley, homes without basements. Most of these homes are made on slabs. This is what I saw in 1999. You're looking at what happened today, but pretty much everything taken down in the path of this tornado. An F5 tornado or even an EF3, EF4 tornado will take pretty much everything in its path down. So what these folks are, again, seeing today is horrendous after what they witnessed in 1999, 14 years ago during the same month. What a lot of people don't realize is May is the peak month for tornadoes in the United States, in areas like Oklahoma, Plain States, northern Texas, Kansas, where our peak month is June. And so this is the month where most people are fearing when they in the Plain States. Let's, if you can, very quickly look at Doppler radar right now. There is a huge thunderstorm cell just to the east of Oklahoma City right now, extending out to the north and east. And this is a very dangerous storm for those folks also as it continues to move northeast at 60 miles per hour. There's 3 big supercells, one just to the west of Tulsa, actually bigger than the storm system, and it also has that triangulation on it, which is kind of scary. Big tornado watch down for that part of the state, and those folks in Tulsa are probably getting tornado warnings at the moment. And then that tornado warning is out for the eastern part or the areas east of Oklahoma City, and a third super supercell just to the south of there. And that is what happened back in 1999 also. We had a series of supercell thunderstorms which started to produce these tornadoes, and we had damage in about 6 different locations. The worst, though, right around Moore, and then just to the northeast of Moore, southern suburbs of Oklahoma City, is Midwest City, and Midwest City also back in 1999 got hit very, very badly. Notice every garage is down. Everything is just piles of rubble, and that's kind of like this is what you see when you get that kind of devastation with an EF4, EF5 tornado. Many folks can remember back to the 1984 pictures of Barneveld, where that tornado went through, everything was destroyed in a path that you can actually define by the ends of the funnel itself. The total devastation is in that rotating column of air, and then you get secondary devastation in the inflow winds, which are feeding that rotating column of air. And Steve, a little earlier you made a comment about this could be the worst damage or the worst damage path ever.
That's what the meteorologist at KFOR
right,
was reporting.
yeah, and you know what?
Maybe a little hyperbole on his part?
Yeah, I think so, because you have to go back to the 1925 tri-state tornado, which actually started in Missouri, crossed the Mississippi River on March 18th, 1925, went through the whole southern extent of Illinois and into Indiana, wiping out 3 or 4 large towns. That was back in 1925. So again, to make those comparisons, jumping the gun a little bit.